Let's take it up in the air. And the tires off. Like that. And then we should be able to take the caliper off. On this model it's quite simple actually, because we can let the bracket that holds the caliper and the brake pads stay in place, and then just take the pressing part of it off. So that makes it a bit more easy. There is a small bolt back here that holds on a bracket that secures the bolt holding the hose in place. I'm just gonna take that off. I think this car is the only car I own that I can most likely guarantee will not go anywhere. I love this car. This is such a fun little car. Remember, I owned this 2 times now. I sold it, regretted that, and got the chance to buy it back and fixed a lot of stuff on this. I actually sold it back in the days because there was stuff wrong with it that I couldn't really fix. And most likely, the most important bit was that I couldn't afford to fix it. It was my only car back then. Now I got a lot more, so it's no problem. But it's actually extremely reliable. I rebuilt the engine and fixed a lot of rust on this a while back. Follow the link in the top of the screen to follow the entire series on this car. And since that, this has just been so reliable. I'm actually, I think it's the most reliable car that I own at the moment. There we go. Now the bracket should be loose. Like that. As you can see, it's just a small bracket that holds the bolt in place. Next up, I'm just going to clamp the brake line. I don't like clamping them too hard. This line is not that old, so I'm not that worried about it, but I don't like it actually. And then we're going to crack this one loose. Like so. And then we have a small clip right there that we can pull out like that. Like that. And then we should be able to just pry it out like this. Then we can start by cleaning it off. I put the screw back in so I don't get crap in there. Doesn't really matter much because I'm taking it apart, but anyway, I think it's good practice. And yes, you can see Fiat. It's not a Fiat. It's an Auto Bianchi or actually a Lancia, but they really share a lot of parts. And then let's try to take it apart. We're going to try to blow the piston out with compressed air. This could have been done while the brake caliper was still on the car. You could just take this off, still have the line attached, and then use the pedal to pump the piston out until it pops out. But hopefully air pressure will be enough. You can see this one is torn, so I think this is the issue or the problem area, because dust and crap has been able to creep in there and make a seal. Hopefully the bore itself is not damaged, but we'll find out. So I'm just going to put the air nozzle into the inlet, put something around so I don't get sprayed in my eye, and then try. And don't put your fingers in here. I've done that once. It's a big mistake and it hurts. I think this is the stock side. It is moving, but it's not moving freely. So I think this is the problematic place. It is moving really slowly. So I cranked up the pressure on the compressor. Let's give it another go. It is working. like that. This was the stock side, no doubt about that. It wasn't completely stock, I've seen a lot worse, but this will make it break on straight if the other side is not the same. So now I'm just going to clean out the inside. And it is looking okay in here. It's nice that it's an aluminum piece, this. And then I'm going to use this toothbrush to clean it up. Just remember to wash it before using it again. And then I need to remove that old seal in here. Like that. And clean it up some more. So like this. Now it's cleaned. And then we need to put in a new seal. And this needs to be lubricated, both the seal, the bore and the piston. Some use some kind of grease thing. I don't really know what it is, but what I like to use is to use brake fluid, because I know that won't react to anything because it's supposed to be in there. So I'm using that. And then we're going to take the new piston. Yes, maybe we could just have reused the old one, but this was rather cheap. And as you can see, these fittings could be cleaned off, but that's the reason why it's binding. So it's nice with the new one. And then we're going to slide on the new seal like this. Lubricate it up really good. Get it into position. And then slide it in. Gently, don't force it. It needs to just slide in so you don't tear that rubber seal in there. Like that. And then get the seal into its resting point in there. There's a little ledge that it needs to go into. Like that. There we go. It's rebuilt. There, like that. And then we can fit the brake line once again with new copper washers, of course. So there we go. The caliper is now rebuilt. I'm gonna do the other side and take you back. So the other side is also rebuilt. Actually, it didn't need to be rebuilt, but I did it anyway because I had to take it apart to actually assess it. Therefore, I put in new parts, of course, but it was completely free and not binding up at all at that side. So the reason was this one that was binding. That makes sense because the car was dragging to the left when I touched the brake. Not extremely bad, but bad enough, I think. So now it should be all right. I just need to fill up the brake reservoir and bleed the system, and then we should be good to go. There we go. And there we go. So let's see if this actually works. Yeah, it's always important to remember to actually pump up the pressure before testing, because right now the piston was all the way in. It needed to actually fill that area up to push the piston back. Therefore there was actually no brakes, but now there is. And there's a lorry on the road, so. And there we go. Let's try. And then a brake test. Oh yes, completely straight. Completely straight. Wonderful. This car is seriously the most fun you can have for my 1.0, that's for sure. It's so fun. Take a listen to it. This is nice. And let's do another brake test, just to be sure. Yeah, that's working perfectly. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.